Mr. Diaz says, "Hey brother, I admire you. I am 26 years old and I'm trying to become a mechanic. I don't know anything about cars, but I don't want to be a janitor for the rest of my life, and I think I'll be able to provide a better future for my son as a mechanic. I'm from California and I wanted to ask you any advice to be successful as you are." Yes, Mr. Diaz. Very admirable that you want to provide a better life for your family. I think we need more guys like that. There is a lot of guys like that. There's a lot of men that step up to the plate. I love that because I love the family. I love when men are men and actually take care of their own. The way you become successful like me is you watch the other videos I've made. I essentially give you like I give you the plan to become successful. It's not very hard. Success is easy, boys. It's very easy. I know that sounds glib. It sounds I know. But it is. It really is. All you have to do is work 23 hours a day. And I guarantee you, you work hard, you take advantage of responsibility, you hustle, and in 10 years you become a millionaire. Guaranteed. Because the way it works, let me give you a story. Let me give you an example. So you got a guy, his name is Joe, right? And he's working with his boss, and his boss has a soda company and a soft drink company. And Joe is sweeping the floors, and he goes, he's sweeping the floors, and he goes to Joe and says, "Joe, I need more responsibility. I'm done sweeping the floors." And Joe goes, "Okay, well, stock the shelves." So Joe's over there stocking the shelves. He's working hard. He goes, "Hey, boss, I'm done stocking the shelves. What else do you want me to do?" He's like, "Well, look at the inventory and tell me what we're missing." He's like looking, "Boss, we're missing this, and that. I'm done with the inventory. Hey, by the way, boss, I noticed that we're selling out of the Gatorade, but we're not selling out. We never sell out of the vitamin water. We always have like way too much vitamin water. We should stop buying so much vitamin water and buy some more Gatorade because we're always running out." And the boss goes, "Huh, I like you, Joe. Good job. I'm gonna make you manager of inventory." And then and then Joe goes, "Oh, okay, great, boss. I appreciate that, And then he goes, "Hey, boss, by the way, I'm done with all my work. Everything's good. Is there anything else you need me for?" And then the boss goes, "Man, I like you a lot. You work really hard. I appreciate that. Hey, Joe, by the way, you're one of my best workers. You helped me make more money because you told me to stock Gatorade instead of vitamin water. I'm going to open up another warehouse. Do you want to be my partner? But instead of, money, just be like the manager there because I don't want to put more time into it because I'm already way too busy. We'll go, I'll give you 10% of the business." Joe goes, "All right, boss, no problem. I got it." You go over there and you take care of that. You work really hard. In 10 years, you're a millionaire. Why? Because you worked your ass off. You took responsibility and you helped the boss make money. That's how it works. It works. I'm telling you. You work your ass off, you move up, and eventually you'll have either enough money to open up your own business, or somebody's going to see that you're a hard-ass worker and they're going to want to open up a business with you. My old mechanic, Ricardo? You know how he became my right-hand man, and he was going to essentially run all of my shops when we were going to open up more? Was because I used to work with him, and I saw how hard he worked. I was like, this guy gets it. He wants to work. He's not afraid. This is great. When I open up my shop, you're going to be my mechanic. And he said, "Okay, well, let me know when you open up your shop." I opened up my shop. I was like, "Let's go." He's like, "All right." We're on our way to open up hundreds of shops. Of course, that changed, but he left here with a lot of knowledge, and he left here with a lot. But if I ever do decide to do my team, he's going to be number one there. I wanted to make this guy a millionaire because he worked so hard and he cared and he wanted to make more money for us. I'm telling you guys, that's how you do it. Ahmad Ismail says, "Have you ever had to return a customer's car because you didn't know what was wrong with it or couldn't you fix it? If so, how would you break the news to the customer about not being able to fix their car. Also, if a job takes longer than anticipated and you needed the car for another day or two, how would you relay that to the customer in a professional way? Thanks and keep up the good work, boss man. Thank you, Amon. I have, I've talked about, not being able to fix cars before. It's only happened like twice. As long as I have enough time with the car, I'm able to fix it. So most of the time I just call my customer back and say, hey, by the way, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to fix your car today. I can't figure it out. Just give me more time with it and I'll get it. And they say, okay, for whatever reason. Most of my customers are really cool. They're able to figure out how to get to work if need be. But you should know how long a job's going to take. Like when I have cars in here and it's getting a little late and I haven't fixed it, I haven't repaired it yet, I call my customers and I say, hey, I need the car for another day. Is that cool? And they say, well, I don't know. And I say, well, if it's not, I'll put it back together, come pick it up, and then bring it back when I have all the parts and I have a little bit more time. I just got a little bit booked up. Most of the customers are really cool. You just explain to them what's going on. Explain to them in plain English. This is what's going on. I got a little bit too backed up. I'm really sorry. If you have the car apart and the customer really needs their car back, say, look, I'll get you a rental car. A rental car is $45 a day. You're going to be out $45, but hey, not a big deal. It's better to be out $45 a day than have a pissed off customer. But for the most part, most customers don't get mad. They just get over it and they go, okay, just keep the car for another day. I'll figure out how to get to work tomorrow. And most of the time, you should be able to ask the customer before they dropped it off, or when they drop it off and you make an estimate, let them know, hey, this is going to be a lot of work. I might need the car for another day. Is that okay? You should be able to foresee any problems before they even arise. That comes with experience. If you ever do run into an issue where you can't get a part and the car is all apart, just call the customer, let them know what's going on. Hey, the dealership didn't get me the part. Is it okay if I keep it for another day? And they say no. Always have that in the back of your pocket where you can get them a rental car. If you offer that, most of the customers know that you're not intentionally being an a-hole, and they're gonna be able to work with you. So just explain things to customers, and they'll be cool with it. All right, Paul D asked, Nestor, how do you advertise your shop? What forms of advertising do you use, and how do you do it? Paul D, go to nestormendoza.com. I give you my entire plan. It's all there. nestormendoza.com. There's a couple secrets here and there, but for the most part, that's what works. I do other things too, but that's like 80% of all my advertisement is done through those methods. So check out nestormendoza.com. It includes websites, networking groups, word of mouth. It includes customer retention, all kinds of stuff. But just go to nestormendoza.com. That's where I talk about it. 100 Tech asks, it's almost like you read my mind. Called to confirm an appointment for later today, and the customer used that opportunity to inform me that she wouldn't be able to make it today. How do you handle cancellations? You say thank you, and you say, do you want me to reschedule you for another day? And if they say yeah, then you reschedule. If they say no, then you say okay, and then you go and do something else. I don't really get upset with cancellations because I'm already way too busy. People cancel. I cancel all the time on appointments that I made for stuff. Like, I canceled the other day because I was going to go look at a property, and I couldn't make it. So I called my realtor and I said, hey, I can't make it. And they said, okay. Like 2 hours before I was supposed to show up. So professionals know. Yes, you want to keep your appointments personally because you don't want to screw up people's days. If you are going to cancel like a day in advance. That was a dick move on my part for canceling that. But my realtor is like a friend of mine, so they know. And it was going to be like a lunch thing anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. But just to handle it, just deal with it. All right, boys. Solms, I never know how to pronounce his name. Sao NS. In past videos, you mentioned that aside from mechanic, you would have been a chef or engineer. This stuck in my mind because me too. My question is, was that realization in hindsight, or did you know that coming out of high school? I definitely did not. how would you recommend the youngins get this view, vision, foresight, realization, whatever early in life? Sorry for a long two-part question. Don't apologize. Don't ever apologize, boys. Ever, ever, ever. Don't ever apologize unless you did something horribly wrong. And you should never do anything horribly wrong, so you should never apologize. So I was in high school. I was gonna be an engineer. I was gonna go to university to become an engineer, mechanical engineer. But then I realized that that wasn't for me because I wanted to have my own business. And I said, why am I gonna go to school and wait 4 years when I could just go directly into what I wanted to do, which is be a mechanic and open up my own business. Well, I didn't know I wanted to open a mechanic business. I didn't know I wanted to open up an auto repair shop. What I knew is I wanted to open up a business. I didn't want to be an engineer because it was going to take a long time for me to open up an engineering firm and have my own business. Years, decades. So I said, hell no. So then at that point I decided, well, what am I going to do? And I said, well, I want to work with machines, mechanics. I love cars. It's perfect. And then I said, well, or I could go and be a chef because I like working with my hands and I love cooking food. I love food. And then I said, nah, I like cars more. So I went to trade school. If I would have became a chef, instead of making auto repair videos, I would be making food videos right now. And I would be talking about my restaurant because I would probably have a restaurant right now. So the only thing that would be different is probably, I would just be talking about food instead of cars. How would I recommend the youngsters find the vision? It's hard. It's hard to ask a pre-18-year-old what they're gonna do for the rest of their life. How can you ask somebody that? Like, how can you ask somebody, this is what do you want to do for the rest of your life? I think it's really irresponsible for us to ask people, especially that young, hey, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? That's why I think that college is a waste of time. On top of other reasons that I think college is a waste of time, I think it's really ridiculous that we're asking these kids to pick something to do for the rest of their life and to go into debt to do it. What I would rather them do is do what they've always done back in the old days. You build a whole bunch of skills, you learn a trade, and then you take those skills and that trade and you convert it into something that'll create your career. Nowadays, you know what we do to kids? We enable them to become lazy by not teaching them anything useful that they're going to need for their life. We don't teach them money management skills. We don't teach them about business, how to run a business and be an entrepreneur. We don't teach people how to be good at public speaking or how to meet people, how to network, how to do anything useful. You have to learn all this stuff on your own. And back in the day, people used to teach you this stuff. Like you had your dad, your uncle, like even school taught these type of skills. In high school, in junior high, you had shop class, you had woodworking class, you had metalworking class, you had, you had speech club, you had all these type of classes that would teach you these basic skills that you need to create a life for yourself. So it's hard to ask kids that because number one, they're not learning the skills they're gonna need to actually create a career. Number one. Number two, they go into crazy debt, so they take any job they can just to pay their bills. You know what I mean? So what I would rather these kids do is for them to just start learning the skills they're going to need to be able to go into anything they actually finally decide to do and be successful at it. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I mentioned the top skills that a man should know to become successful. It was basic: sales, marketing, business, entrepreneurship, public speaking, persuasion. The basic skills that I think any man can take into any field and be successful. Because I don't expect the younger guys to know exactly what the hell they want to do right out of high school. I expect them to learn these skills, through a couple years and try out a whole bunch of different things. If you think you want to be a chef, hey, work as a busboy. Work as a sous chef, get in the kitchen, wash some damn dishes, learn how it works. Maybe you don't like working with food. If and then you're saying, it's not for me. And then go into be a mechanic and work at a shop and be like, I don't like that. Or go and apprentice as a lawyer, and be like, I don't like that life at all. You know what I mean? There's back in the day we used to have apprenticeships. So we would have these kids learn a trade or at least have the experience of a trade before they even went into it full blown and get into debt for it. So for me, I don't expect my younger guys to figure out what they want to do. A lot of you guys tell me you guys want to be mechanics, and I love that. We need younger guys that are going to replace the older guys, especially in the new age of computers and the advancements that we're having in the automotive industry. We need that. But I also want you guys to know that I don't want you guys to become slaves to where you work. That's why I always advocate, learn public speaking, learn marketing, learn sales, learn how to manage the front of the shop. Because at the end of the day, you're more valuable that way, number one. Number two, you're going to be indispensable at your job. They're never going to be able to fire you because you're going to be so valuable. So that's what I recommend for my younger boys. All right. The homie Hector says, Nestor, how does one make money at a dealership with all the warranty work coming in? Warranty pays half the labor. Play the system, be creative is what they say. Can you give us some pointers on this? Thanks in advance, dog. Yeah, warranty work sucks. I think you really can't do anything about it, to be honest with you guys. To be honest with you, the only thing I could really say about it, what I used to do, is I would play my politics at the dealership were unmatched. I was because I knew that if I sucked up and was really nice to the sales guys and my team leaders, they wouldn't give me shit work. They would give me the good work. They would give me time belts. They would give me water pumps. They would give me brakes. They would give me the easy good stuff. Sometimes they would throw in a check engine light here and there, a couple of times warranty work here and there, but for the most part they never did, because they would keep that bad work to the younger guys, the guys that weren't there for a long time, the guys that they didn't like. So what I recommend is you can't really avoid it. You can't avoid it. You're at the dealership, you're gonna have to do it. But what I recommend is for you to get in, become really cool homies with the people that are distributing the work, and they're not gonna give you the bad work, because you're gonna be buying them lunch a couple of times a week, being nice to them, being cool, being their friend, and when they need you, you'll take care of it, but you always want to be on their good side. You know what I mean? So play the politics game. That's how it is at the dealership, whether you like it or not. When there's a level of hierarchy, you're gonna have to play the game. You can cry all about it. You cry and boo-hoo me about reality, but that's how you have to play the game. That's how I became so good so fast, because I knew how to be nice to people, and I knew that my managers were the ones that were going to get me the classes that I needed to become a better mechanic. They were going to give me the good work so I could only be making money and learn at the same time. So I knew how to be cool with people. You know what I mean? I'm a nice guy and I get along with people anyways, but I knew that I wasn't going to be trying to get on their bad side. You know what I mean? I was always like, how can I help you? How can I be valuable? Do you need me to do anything? Hey, I'm going to lunch. Do you want anything? Let me go get you some in and out. Hey, we're busy. I know you need this tire repaired. I'll take care of it. You know what I mean? Be cool. And you'll be fine. Nathaniel says, what's your opinion on Miatas? I see you're working on one. I like Miatas. They're great cars. 180SX, serious question. Looking for any partners to open up a shop in Arizona? Not at the moment, 180SX, but like I said in my Patreon video, post, whatever, I want to help people open up shops. So if somebody opens up a shop in Arizona and needs my help, there you go.